Right, hello and welcome. My name's Jay. I buy and sell on eBay UK. Each and every week I put out a video as to what's sold and what's not sold. February's still going really strong, to be honest with you. There's been some nice sales, not too many high-end sales, just bread and butter bits and bobs, but happy to have them either way. If you do like the videos, please give us a thumbs up. More importantly, if you could consider subscribing, I'd really appreciate it. And if you have got any comments, please feel free to put them down below. So without further ado, going to turn you around and show you what's sold. Right, hello and welcome back. It's now Monday. What have I got here? I think 10 sales in total. Starting over here, two of these, I think they're GWR four-wheel coaches. They sold for a tenner each, combine the postage for the buyer. Then got a GWR coach. That's the part numbers there. I believe that sold for £11 as well. Got one of these newer style Hornby controllers. I've got a power adapter that sold for £10. I've got a GNER power car. Quite a nice thing that. That sold for £45. I've got a GWR coach. I like these. This sold for $34.99. This was a waste of time, this one. This sold for $7.99, but I've got to post it to the Isle of Wight. And every charge almost double. Standard Hornby controller. Four of these milk wagons, the Thomas and Friends ones, but they are all in pretty poor condition, to be fair. They sold for £20. I've then got a Percy that sold for £35. And then last but not least, I've got a slamming vinyl tape pack that's got 4 tapes missing from it, and it sold for a tenner. So yeah, eBay has been fantastic since the beginning of the year, really. January, we're now 10 days through February, and it's just fantastic. Anyway, I'm waffling on. I'm going to get this little lot packed up. I'll update you on myself tomorrow. Cheers. Right, hello, welcome back. It's now Tuesday. It's been pretty quiet today. Only 4 sales in total. Starting over here, got an Ocean wagon that sold for $6.99. I've got not one, but 2 standard Hornby controllers. Both sold for $19.99 each. And then last but not least, I've got a lot of R609s. I normally have Tuesdays off work, but I've been working today, so I'm feeling shat, to be honest. Like, I can't be bothered to do anything on eBay, but I'm gonna list a few bits. So I'm gonna get this little lot wrapped up, and I'll update you on what I sell tomorrow. Cheers. Right, hello, welcome back. It's now Wednesday. It's slowed off a little bit, to be fair. Got some nice ones though. Starting over here, got a Midland mainline dummy car that sold for $39.99. Numbers are 43069. Don't get that often. Sold this GWR power car. Sadly, it does not run. It tripped my controller every time I put it on there. That only sold for $39.99. I normally get about 55 to 60 for these when they are running. They sold to the same buyer, and I have combined the postage. Got an Edinburgh Hornby wagon. I think that sold for $12.99. This Colton, I think that's an Airfix one that sold for £6. I think wasn't really worth selling. Similar sort of thing with these next 2 parts here. Got some remote control tyres. They owe me next to nothing. I've got about 10 sets of them up there. They sold for, I think, £7.50. Similar sort of thing with these. I've got about 20 of these propellers. I sell them 2 in a little bundle. They sold for, I think, £6.50. All these items are plus postage, as all my items are. And then last but not least, I've got one of these Hornby Circus wagons that sold for $24.99. So yeah, definitely notice it's quieting up a little bit, sending or getting the opportunity to send less buyers offers, so less people are looking at my items, and I can see that and so forth, but it's to be expected. I'm going to get this little lot packed up. I'll update you on myself tomorrow. Cheers. Right, hello and welcome back. It's now Thursday. 7 sales in total. Happy to have them. Starting over here, got a Lima Intercity coach. Numbers are 42191. That sold for £25. Quite a nice one, that. I've then got a standard Hornby controller, $17.99. I've got this old Triang coach. It sold for £7.99. It's in quite poor condition, to be fair, but happy to have it gone either way. I've got this high-speed coach here that sold for £25. I've then got some new R609s. I've had these in stock for ages, but they sold for £15 today. This buyer bought a WCR 040 Loco. Hopefully you can see it in there. And he bought a C&R 640 040 Loco. He paid, I think, $17.99 and $22.99 for the other one. And then last but not least, I have a Pendolino coach with a damaged pantograph. It's not falling apart, so hopefully that one will arrive in one piece. That sold for £30. So that's been my sales. I'm going to get this little lot wrapped up. I'll update you on what's on tomorrow. Cheers. Right, hello, welcome back. It's now Friday. Nothing special to be fair, but happy to have the sales either way. Starting over here, got a One Nation tape pack that sold for $19.99. I've then got an Accelerated Culture tape pack that sold for $19.99. Always like to sell the tape packs, they don't come through that often. This was quite a nice one. Got an N-gauge shunter in there. Unfortunately, I've got no N-gauge track, so I was unable to track it, to test it even. I know there's different ways of testing it. It sold for $29.99 untested, so really, really happy with that. I bought a little N-gauge bundle, so that owes me next to nothing. I've then got this wagon there. Hopefully you can work it out. That sold for, I think, $9.99. I've got this coach, which is in City one. I believe it's a 225 one, but it's not in the best of conditions. That sold for $17.99. I've then got a CWS, is it? Wagon. That sold for £7. And then this one's just come through, a Lima Intercity 125. That sold for, what was that loose there? $39.99. Had it for quite some time, was asking all the money for it, but yeah, it sold today for $39.99. So I'm happy with that. I've got some new stock in, nothing special, nothing, it's just bread and butter stuff, to be fair. I've got a week off work next week as well, so I'm going to try not to spend too much time on eBay. Get out, do some fishing. At least that is the plan. No doubt I'll be stuck in this room doing bits and bobs. Anyway, I'm waffling on. I'm going to get some packed up. I'll update you on Sunday now with Saturday and Sunday sales. Cheers. Right, hello, welcome back. It's now Sunday. 22 sales so far. It's just been really, really, really good. Starting over here, had this one for quite some time. Nice LNER. What's the numbers on there? 2505. Camera Nation, is it? I think. Camera. I'm going to murder it anyway, whatever it's called. You guys can see it in there. Quite nice condition. That sold for $69.99. I've then got 5 of these SO wagons in quite poor condition, really. Still more than usable, but not the best of conditions, hence why I didn't sell them individually. That sold for £17. A Fogger Hill Brothers wagon, that sold for $9.99. I've then got a 225 dummy, that sold for £17. I've got a 125 restaurant coach that sold for £16. I've got a remote control motor and ESC. I won't be earning any money out of that. That sold for £90. I probably paid that for it. The intention was to keep it at the time. Then I've got a Robert Davey wagon that sold for £7. 2 of these Red Arrows wagons, not in the best of conditions. I think the couplings are missing from them. They sold for $14.99. Some R609 sold for a tenner. This buyer bought 3 of these Texaco wagons. He paid, I think it was £8.50 each for them. I combined the postage. Got a few N-gauge bits here. A N-gauge point that sold for £9. I've then got this N-gauge container wagon thing there that sold for £17. I have got in here an N-gauge car transport. You can't see it in there, but that just sold as well for £17. Got a Scowdale house that sold for £12. You can see they're all low items, except for the first one, which was obviously 70 quid. But when you're trying to make £100 and it's all made up of £7-8, you've not got to do a lot of packing. Anyway, similar sort of thing with this wagon there. That sold for £6. Frustratingly, this is showing me as having 2 of these in stock, and I've only got 1, and the buyer did buy 2. So I think what I'm going to do is refund him the original postage, because I've already bought the postage label anyway, plus the cost of the other wagon, so that he can get himself another one, and hopefully he'll be happy with that, because it wasn't intentional. I don't know why it's got 2 listed there. Pullman, blue Pullman there, poor condition, sold for spares and repairs, £12. Similar sort of thing with this Intercity coach. Somebody has overwrote it with Scott Rowe on there. That sold for, I think, £7 or £8. I've then got this, I'll have to check that because it's got a bogey missing, so I think the bogey might be down there. It might have come off of it because I did hear something there. There you can see the bogey's missing from it, so I'll have to check that. I think that sold for £17. And then I've got a BP wagon that sold for £11. We are getting there, guys. Some points, $14.99. And then this bulk powder, I think it's a silo wagon there. That's the part numbers. That sold for, I think it was £11. So yeah, that's been my sales. Once again, if you do like the content, please give us a thumbs up. More importantly, if you could consider subscribing, I'd really appreciate it. And if you've got any comments, please put them down below. So until next week, see you then. Cheers.